Yes, just getting started. I'm playing around with little modular synthesis, so I'm going to document my experiments today. It's always a good day to document your experiments, you know? Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm DJ Dad, aka The Last Dragon. Let's get this thing started. So, I started off with a modular synth that I created here. An analog synth. I don't usually do analog synths. I usually use a lot of plugins, but today I said, let me stay kind of native at first into Ableton. As you can see, I'm using maybe 20% already of my CPU power, but that's because there's some things going on that are under the hood of my template that I don't really talk about. Under the hood of my template, I do have a simple drum bus set up on all my drums that I'm going to rack underneath this one main drum bus, you know. That way I can have very good control over how all the drums feel and kind of glue them together prior to doing any mixing. Then in my lows main, I already have this thing, the smooth operator, doing some, cutting and subtracting from the lows so that they punch through better. It's real simple. And then I have an over-the-top compressor with a gate on the top of it. And I can, change my compression settings here, but for the most part, highs aren't coming through in the over-the-top compressor. For the lows, I should dabble and start using more OTT on other things, but for right now, it just sits on my lows bus, and you can see I can collapse all my buses here so I can kind of keep things simple and modular. Mids main, kind of the same thing. Nice little, EQ going on here. Look what it's doing. You can already see it's killing anything in the low. It's making sure I boost my mids. They say music lives in the mids, so this is the main channel where I develop most of the music. I develop it in the mids, so I boost mids very, very often, and it's already built in there. The highs main, I'm doing the opposite of that. I'm not letting the highs, get as much of a boost. The mids get as much of a boost as the main highs will, and I'm kind of subtracting from the highs here to make sure that they don't hurt your ears when they get too punchy and too high in their frequencies. So that's kind of the basics of my template here. But right now, working on something in scalar where I just had a simple scale progression here in a flat mixolydian mode. And it's going over here to the analog synth that I created, and it's routed here. I usually write scalar's default scale here, so that I can remember myself if I'm using scalar to create a track or help me, create the basics of a track. I know what key was coming out of scalar, and then I'll just go to my Ableton push, as you can see down here, and I'll just make my scale match whatever that scale was in scalar. So whatever I play over here is in the same key. So right now, I just need to get creative. I had some piano that I had played here. Let's go. This is what I was playing before I started the live performance. I'll wait for the chords to come back around. So I'm using the Ableton capture mode to just kind of see what I played here, right? Let's go and get 8 bars of this. So that's kind of what I was doing. I was just experimenting, but that's kind of what I do. And if I don't do a lot of talking, it's because I'm doing a lot of experimenting. I'm just thinking of stuff to play in my head. So let's go. like that. That's really just something I was trying to vibe off. Alright, so let's go ahead and get that as an 8-bar loop. Keep these other draft ideas. I like this idea enough where I just gotta modify it, make sure it didn't kill my timing, because sometimes you're playing naturally, you're a little off beat. You're sometimes ahead of the beat, you're sometimes behind the beat. Just be patient with yourself if you're behind the beat. Okay, I didn't like the way it ended because that was early. And then I don't really like that it ends, but I know I can just fix it now that I've got my scale lock on. And I'm going to take it up to 2 semitones and see if that feels better at the ending. I'm feeling kind of R&B-ish, but you know, I'm not making an R&B track. That's for sure. This is something else. I don't know what this is yet. Maybe it's a pop song. I'm trying to tap into my emotions. That's the emotional content that Bruce Lee always spoke about. I need more emotional content in my music, you know? Yeah. Alright, so now, you can see I already had these like templates built so that I have a little bit of a swag bounce in here already. We're gonna kill the swag bounce. It helps me just vibe for a second, but leave some of the swag bounce there. Let me go ahead and just stack a clap with this. Now I can already tell that my clap is a little out of tune. I want it to be a little bit lower than that. So let's go ahead and let's change the transpose on this. That's better. Reverb on this piano to make sure it just sort of sticks in the background, but I like playing with another little effect I have here called my proximity EQ. Actually, I put it in tools, but my proximity EQ is like a little magic touch. You know, I don't talk about it much, but let's just take the whole piano back a little bit. That's nice. We'll leave it right there for right now. Then here in the mids, I have another instrument already tied in. It's an ample guitar. Understand it sometimes. Sometimes that plucking doesn't translate over well. So let me see. I just gotta get into the groove. I have a sustain pedal now. So I'm gonna use my sustain pedal. I call her sustaining. Ooh, I like that. It was like okay, so something in there is like ooh. Oh, that's what I like. So I'm starting to learn how to play the guitar on the push better, so it's like like that. I'm gonna capture that. That has to be captured. And I believe I just have to move these back a little bit to get more of that. I think the top note has to have the bigger tap velocity. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna make this That's what I hear in the guitar. I obviously want to introduce this part in here as well. I just feel like that part might have said something too. So let's go ahead and grab that part. Yep. Let's crop that clip. Let it breathe and it goes. Alright, let's get that on the beat. That's kind of early. I like my guitar lazy. Alright, let's add some more reverb to this bad boy. Okay, so we're at 132 BPMs. So we're kind of still in the modern trap bounce era, right? So let's go grab some very cool little custom hi-hats I might have already made. You know, when I'm making trap songs now, I use a lot of the stuff that I've done in other songs that I liked, and I keep them over here in my little Dabs custom folder. We have not digging too hard, so actually I don't see that. This is called Simple Hi-Hat's Best Choice. That doesn't mean it's the best choice, but we're gonna go with it. I'm gonna go ahead and get them in the right key since my bass is an A, C, E, so now at least I've got that bounce in there, right? You can feel it. Alright, now we're gonna do something that the modern trap kids do when they're doing production. We're just gonna lower this by a couple. So hold on, let me get this thing locked in again. I'm in the A flat, Mixolydian, key, scale it, lock it. So actually I gotta go into A flat. I forgot to do that. That's pointless, right? Alright, so as I'm mixing this, I'm just gonna take these guys. I want it to come down. There's a character, you know? Everything likes to have character to it. As you can see, these hi-hats aren't dead even either. They don't hit the grid all the time. I used a little tool here over here called my slice notes to pull that off. Slice notes gives me some really nice effects that I wasn't able to do, or if I wanted to do by hand manually over hi-hats, it would take me a lot of like little nuanced button presses that I don't want to dig through. So sometimes it's good to have a shortcut like that. Makes things really cool. And I think what we'll do here is in that with a 4, and we'll just take it up. And we'll kind of ease into it, get some different velocity here. Now what I should do, I'm going to leave all these guys at the same velocity actually. Alright, now rocking with dab. Feel that heat? Can you feel a little bit of heat? Like, no. Not yet. It's okay. It's okay. It's coming. Be patient with me. I'm fast. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start adding some bass content. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a trap song. So, but more in like the melodic trap, little Dirk and them been rapping over lately. In fact, it's gonna need more chord building to really get the full substance for right now. I just need to get the structure of the sound down. So I like to build pretty fast, get my concept out of my head, and then do all the other kind of engineering crap, way later, once my creativity is really spilled all out of me. Because if I stop my creativity in the middle or do too much talking, or blah 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 blah, mixing blah 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 blah, I lose like that ear that says, well, what would you have done differently to that note sequence, or that way that vibe is getting the emotion across, you know? So I try to stay emotional while I'm creating. Alright, I gotta put on my accent note for my bass, because I don't want my bass to not have a heart attack. I want every attack to be equal. Alright, so we're just gonna create basically either a rhythm in my head, or I'm gonna go take a rhythm that I already have created and modify it to bounce with this better. But we're gonna go with the head first. That's kind of what I like to do. I like to come down on my bass when I'm ending a phrase. Alright, so all we gotta do is just lock in the rhythm. Let's quantize it, crop that clip. Alright, we're gonna add manually a bounce note here on the 4. Make sure I get that velocity straight. Mimic that I'm going to do that, you know, at the last 8 bar. Okay, that feels good. So let's go see where the guitar doesn't feel right yet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some variation to the top line melody. I'm going to double the loop. Alright, so what I hear here is dun 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 or dun 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 dun. So go down the Yep, and if I do it, I'm just gonna come hit this note before I get to the repetitive part. What I gotta get to is I gotta get over to Adobe Premiere, and I gotta get my practice on making animations again. I mean, music and animations are very similar because you're looking at a timeline and you're trying to look at the not markers, in your head where a key frame would belong to make the next animation seem seamless. Well, in music, I feel like it's the same thing. You kind of like look at all your notes and in your timeline and how they're performing based on other parts of the music to create seamlessness and keep the animation fluid. So music is similar, you know, in my opinion, like that, where you're looking at so much of the timeline to make things vibe together and animate well. So like if you're animating a character, you know, you've got to make the eyes blink to make it feel natural. The facial features, the eyes are the most important. They display a lot of the emotion. So here I would consider like the top line melody, like kind of doing some character animation in my head, ideas, bringing that to music helps me a lot of times. When I was first starting off in Ableton, it was kind of like that. I was still a Flash animator slash HTML5, JavaScript, whatever animator. But now that I've really embraced music, it is my main passion and goal to achieve like perfection in, or I should say mastery in. Here we go. This is what it takes. It just takes me sitting here, being patient, looking at all the nuances, because I really want to create a good emotional content like I would if I was trying to create a character's face to express something. So we're almost there. Now I'm gonna add one more top liney thing, but you know what? I'm not gonna do it in the mids. I'm gonna do it in my highs main. So I have a couple instruments preset up here. I think this is an omnisphere. Let's go see what the omnisphere is working with. Maybe I'll just add some sprinkles of like rhythmic things. So is it childish noise? What does it do? Let's go higher. Alright, I'm gonna try something here. Put a little repeat on it. Like that, and I was off rhythm, but I don't care about playing it again. In fact, I like that whole performance, even without the other bounces, the ones that I added later. So there's a lot of variation in this percussion-y thing now, you know what I mean? Yeah, very experimental. I'm not even in the pocket of something that most rappers have heard. But that's all good. Now what I'm gonna do is, so that I can hear this full thing coming out of my head, I'm gonna go ahead and add my sub bass layer. This is the effect I usually do to create thickness in my bass line. But I'm not gonna use the Cuddy 808. I've been kind of using that kind of exclusively, having fun with it. It really does add a different character to the bass line. I'm gonna go ahead and go with something subby though. I want something with full harmonics, like an X full sub bass line, right? So now I'm just gonna pause, play it. Ooh, I'm not trying to record anything. Let's see if I can hear it. I don't know if I heard it. It's there. I'm just doing what it's supposed to do, just picking up the bass line. I might make it shorter. Yep. Just get it out of there. Make some space in the mix. Alright. 808 is fine. What? Let me go wrap it in things. Oh, yeah, it's got a bounce enough to it right now. You can rap over this, baby. And that's what I shoot for. Like, make something that makes you move, not like plastic, staticky stuff you're so used to hearing. You know what I mean? Like, Pharrell's one of my favorite when it comes to getting inspired from a musician's point of view, because we all have these shortcuts we can use, you know, from Scalar to Captain plugins to Ripcord, things that, you know, take the instrumentalist out of your hands. But here I'm just reusing only one simple trick here, which is I like the chord progression here. It's one of my favorite chord progressions from Chord Book Volume 2. It's called a UFO. Chord Book Volume 2 is something that MG the Future created. He's very much a tactician of these kind of tools. So if you ever want to use these kind of shortcut tools, you should go to his website, mgthefuture.com, check him out. you're trying to buy beats though, visit my site, dablin.com. I make some ill shit right now. I'm telling you, like my level and my skill mastery is gonna keep going. I'm shooting for the #1 spot. I'm serious, like ludicrous, baby. So let's see here. What was I thinking in my head next? Okay, I gotta record this out. I always record out my chords, so let's go ahead and get those things in here. Got that bad boy. Let's go ahead and turn off scalar. It can be used again for something else later. Let's play with this analog synth. I really just heard some good shit here. That's what I heard, so that's what I'm putting in. Ooh, schnizzle my nizzle, no. No, back it up again. Who did that? Just tell me I did it. That's all I wanted to hear. Something rise at the end of an 8-bar loop. So then what I'll do is I'll double that loop, and kill the rising section here. That way at least this is a 16-bar loop. Keep a copy of this instrument doing that. Let's go ahead, since I don't think I used sustain pedal on this, I'm gonna give it some legato. Okay, now it's giving me that weird vibe I was looking for. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and get a shaper box over here. I was supposed to stay native to Ableton's effects today, but I'm in the mood to hear something good. So let me go ahead and get my shaper box, because I'm gonna cut this thing up a little bit. I don't want it to do everything it's doing like that. So we're gonna go get like a little I like what it does to the mix, but I'm gonna try the other one again. Not really much of a difference. Let me just check it out. Not really talking about major difference. I almost want to make that two different instruments now, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to duplicate this thing here. I'm going to pull that secondary one up top. I'm going to delete that down there, and I'm going to play them in unison. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put a different instrument on this here. I'm going to kill the analog that I built on this one and put in another instance of something pretty cool like Expand 2. Problem is I had all these effects over here. I don't really want to fall over to Expand 2 yet because I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see what the Expand 2 is playing. Really low. Let me pull the effects back over. Why is it so low? What? It's like baby. Oh, what am I doing? That's really odd though, it's so low. Okay, let's get it off the default patch. Stringies. I'm gonna try a trick I saw. I'm gonna add a drum bus to this. was getting on my nerves, so I want to try a different guitar now. It started getting on my nerves. It was making sense anymore. Alright, I really need to get ample guitar and go look at some of the freaking presets that let you do. So let's go right on. That's simple but still cute, so I'm trying to go for that kind of thing. Must have been there. Yeah, it was definitely not those notes. It was somewhere right about there at 33. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start adding some of my own idea without strums. Alright. And that's way early, right? Should I make these into chords though? That's what I always kind of struggle with. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do it. When I say I'm gonna try, I don't really like saying that. Let me see. So yeah, it can work. We're gonna just drop them. 1, 2. I do sometimes when I'm feeling a little creative. I see what happens if I swag drag. That's what we call this in my circles. This will be a swag drag over these top notes here. Just back the full. Yuck. Just to strum it, you know. Yep, already did. In my mind, couldn't stand it. Always reduce. Reduce what's not needed. That first idea just feels so right. And then you come up with ideas around it. Now, really what I want to do is I really might want to reduce this to 4. Go. Then you hit the THC bottom of that one. Hey. You'll never see me smoke a camera. Not that much. Alright, so yeah, I'm in a mood to keep that and kill the other thing. Because this is the motif part of it. Now all I gotta do is like really do some subtracting to it. So we're gonna put it more in the background too with we're gonna put it in the background with a proximity EQ. Even though it's got the reverb happening on it, it just needs to feel kind of tucked away without losing its character. So that's kind of what the proximity EQ does for me from what I've been discovering with my mixes and my style. Carve out some of the low on it. Right up to about 100, 200 hertz, right? Alright, there. That's fine. Can't be too accurate. Alright. So now that I've got that built out, let's go ahead and do a duplicate of that 3 times. Let's kill the noise here. Start with the instruments. Alright, definitely not going to start with guitar there. Or, no, I'm right. And we're not going to start with the bass. We're gonna let the bass die here. This thing is playing anything. Hold on. What? Something just said test that out. I'm glad I did. Hold on. That's an intro bass. That's why I like the sub bass for my intro. Alright, we're gonna make it wobble some more. We're definitely gonna get in some more wobbling. Ideas when I clean up the other space, you know what I mean? Let's go back to the top. What emotion is the song giving you right now? Now I hear where this has to really get some subtraction from it so the bass can live. I'm going to use a new trick I've been doing. I usually add a kit that I've already made, but today I'm going to use an envelope popper. I'm going to pop off the envelope. So let's go grab an EQ8. We'll just get that fundamental frequency of the kick line here. Right about there. I want that to be my main trigger for this. Then what I do is I go get the envelope follower, and I'm pretty sure I have it under effects. A lot of this I don't have to have similar this way, but I do. So then I'm gonna map that to the gain here, right? And then I'm gonna move this EQ over to this guy here. And then what I'm going to do is go back to where I put it. I will put it over here. Yes, I did. I'm going to go back here and I have to change this to 50%. And that, come on, 50%. 50 cents. That's all I needed. This is 0. Now I'm going to go back over here. And when I come back and bring this other section in, it should sound cleaner. Let's see though. That bass when it gets too close. So let's get more. Let's go more. Sometimes more is more. Right. But you know what I'm not doing? I'm not compensating. So hold on. 50% again. Here, let's do 50%. Get nothing. gonna go add more later. And use that EQ across the board for everything in the mids. Kind of sense to maybe try experimenting with more of that kind of stuff. Let me see. Actually, let me go into audio effects. Let me go. How about if you like do some dynamics? No, that's just. What if I do some like reverb and resonators? Let's try a vocoder. Dirties it enough. Maybe what'll come over here is funny, I already played with like a delay on it, so it's really kind of like pockety. It's kind of cool. But one thing I do want is, I guess I want to keep the attack high. Again, like I said, this is a little bit of an experiment. This isn't really what I would normally do for a trap track. I just want to start in a different place in my head with an analog synthesizer, see what it would do to me, and it kind of stretched me a little bit in my imagination. You know, I really need to play more. vibes. You can rap over this. It's so simple enough that, you know, it's not interfering with the rapper's vibe if you wanted to do that vibe, you know, trying to get its own pocket. Let's check the stream. Alright, here we go. I think that's the end of the track, so I'm kind of done for the night. Thank you for hanging out. And I will catch you in my next live stream cook-up where I'll be making, again, something that is in my experimental zone. These won't be necessarily the beats I'll be promoting the most. They will go into my beat store. Anytime you want to check out my beat store, it's Dabblin, DABBLIN.com. The link to that website is in the description. Peace.